brown, and the 7 individuals of various gender and average height.
I mean, you know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so.
Oh God, here we go.
There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Weird.
You're weird.
Roles of power and what a woman is fit for.
So my character is meant to be jealous of her looks? Are you kidding me? Have they seen me? No one's going to believe that. This is so dumb. They should have cast her as one of the dwarfs.
All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby. Weird. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby. Weird. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
It's been a minute since Rachel Zegler was in the headlines, and so she probably thought that was weird. So she made up a hilarious story to get back into the headlines, create a wild victimhood narrative, calling her 22nd year the most difficult year in her life. Yeah, when she made like $30 million starring in movies that all lost money, but that's neither here nor there. The idea that this woman just couldn't stay out of the headlines. She just couldn't go away. And so we must respond. Many of you remember Rachel Zegler famously calling Prince Charming and Snow White weird, and called him literally a stalker. Just as like a little refresher, she made some stupid comments about Snow White and the 7 Dwarves, as she is starring in whatever abomination this live action remake has been. And by the way, the budget is ballooned to something like $400 million, so there's zero chance. How Snow White star Rachel Zegler managed to piss off both Disney fans and conservatives. The latest heated debate to take over TikTok doesn't involve an influencer brand trip or celebrity feud. It involves the upcoming live-action remake. Just as a refresher of Snow White and the 7 Dwarves, the upcoming edition of Disney's endless string of remakes is slated to be released in March 2024. That's obviously been delayed multiple times now. An upcoming addition to Disney's endless string of remakes. Rachel Zegler is best known for starring in Steven Spielberg's disastrous flop West Side Story and the forthcoming Hunger Games, which I think broke even or got pretty close. The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. The new Snow White movie has already been the target of, shall we say, traditionalists who are not happy about the casting of Zegler, who is, of course, Colombian and Polish, as the famously fairest Disney princess. But as late, Zegler's angered more than the usual suspects beyond a narrow band of losers obsessed with maintaining the bloodline of purity of cartoon princesses. I always think it's hilarious how they gaslight to make you think it's no big deal. If it's not a big deal, then why are they changing the skin color? Watch their heads literally crumble when you just say, well, if it's not a big deal, then why are you so obsessed with changing the race? Why is changing the race matter to you then if it's not a big deal? If them being white isn't a big deal, then why is it a big deal for them to be brown? They can't answer that question. Of course, a bunch of resurfaced interviews came around and said, Zegler had the ruffled feathers. By the way of trying to explain the progressive makeover, Zegler criticized the original for being very evidently a product of the 1930s. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her, calling that dynamic weird in a sing-song, seemingly sarcastic voice. Her version, Zegler says, is really not about the love story at all, and a change she deems wonderful. Instead, it's about Snow White's inner journey to find her true self. Sounds lovely. Can't wait to miss it. Now, of course, she had to come back out. Snow White star Rachel Zegler says she had the hardest year of her life as she celebrates her 23rd birthday after being slammed for being woke and hating Disney's original 1937. She also claimed that she was fearing for her life I'm not kidding. The controversial actress who is set to star in Disney's woke Snow White remake took to Instagram on Thursday night to discuss her exciting new chapter. The door is shutting on 22 right now, and wow, what a hard year, she wrote. If you've been online to any degree, you probably know why, she shared. Yeah, she got some critical backlash that she deserved for, dogging on the movie that she said she'd never even seen the movie and that it freaked her out. The ride freaked her out at Disneyland. She hopes that 23 holds a lot less hatred and a lot less being afraid for my safety. She says that people making fun of her on the internet, made her afraid for her safety. A lot more understanding and growing up. Rachel referred to the past 12 months as the hardest year of her life. The ingenuine, I don't know how to say that, became the target for online criticism and hate after she was cast in Disney's woke Snow White remake and began slamming the original film in press interviews. That is an important distinction, my friends. It's not that she was cast because yes, that was criticized heavily. Because of course, why would you see Snow White again? Now, the only reason to see it is because the main character isn't white anymore. So give us your money. That decision deserves to be criticized, but that's also not her fault. And I would never have endorsed people for criticizing her directly for taking a job. Okay. Disney was the one that said that no more white princesses. We must replace all the whiteys with literally anyone but. And you might say, Jeremy, that's crazy talk. Okay. Pull up a Disney princess movie that's come out lately that was a remake that they didn't do that in. Little Mermaid did it. Snow White did it. Those are the only two I can think of. Anyway, she revealed that she hated, the reason she got the backlash, by the way, was that she hated the 1937 classic and its stalker prince, whose weird storyline wouldn't feature in the new movie. In a series of interviews, it sparked anger online. She also said that her film will be going in a new direction, stating it's not going to be saved by the prince and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. Zegler had been slammed from both sides for perpetuating woke culture and being a fake feminist. She also criticized by her haters for playing Snow White as a Latina. Both she and Disney addressed the backlash and defended their decision. Again, I don't care that she took the job. It's her, if you want to be mad at anybody, be mad that Disney has said, hey, we need to replace a white character with a black one because that will inherently be better or fix the wrong. Because that's exactly what they're doing and have done. Additionally, she slammed her own movie, Shazam! Fury of the Gods, by claiming she only took the role because she, quote, needed a job. I mean, yes, that movie didn't do good. But what a crotch. Like, okay, why are you going to give the money back then? Oh, you only took it because you needed a job? Well, get a job as a barista. Isn't that what everyone who's waiting to get their big break does? While she eagerly anticipates the release of her upcoming films, her disparaging comments about the original Snow White may have a negative impact at the box office. PR expert Nick Edge agrees and told Daily Mail that perhaps Rachel isn't the best person to promote the film, despite playing the main character, because she has actively chosen to spoil the narrative. Before finding fame, Rachel, whose mother, Gina, is Colombian and construction worker father is Polish, worked part-time as a wedding singer and an honor roll student. Good for her. I think that's good. Seems like she had some actual humble beginnings. But the fact that now they're going to say Disney should have pulled her public appearances after her first disastrous statements, but Disney is unaware of how badly they're going to lose money on their wokeifying old movies. I mean, they will. I would be shocked, like sincerely shocked, okay, if this movie made money. I would be shocked, not just because of all the negative PR around it, but simply because of the fact that it has a massive budget. I mean, the fact that you're like, the door is closed on 22 right now, and wow, what a hard year. If you've been online to any degree, you probably know why. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to learn where the love is in my life and where it truly lies, and to have gotten my dog. But 23 feels hope. 23 holds a lot less hatred and a lot less being afraid for my safety, and a lot more understanding and growing up. I mean, only a Hollywood moron would try to spin. Like, it's like, oh, I punched this beehive. Why are all these bees stinging me? It must be misogyny.
If I'm going to stand there 18 hours in a dress of an iconic Disney princess, I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed online.
I mean, it's stuff like that, right? That video alone, 7-second clip, had been viewed. It has 41 million impressions and hundreds of thousands of views. The new Snow White is the most insufferable woman I've ever seen. Their dress is hideous, and so is your attitude, young lady. Abdul gets some rocks. If I was reported in Hollywood living there for 10 years, I can't wait for the day all these insufferable pieces of trash are replaced with AI. I mean, who the heck is this supposed to be? Gen Z's entire attitude encapsulated in one video, 14,000 likes. She's talking herself right out of a career. Why does The Rock get hired for so many movies? He has a reputation for being great to work with on the set, although I heard recently different, and doesn't tick off his directors and producers. Excuse me, ma'am, your privilege is showing. I mean, all these people, there is no scenario where this movie does well. And the fact that she's running out here and doing these press tours and acting like she's overcoming so much and she was fearing for her life. I mean, I just have no interest in seeing this movie. I hope that it fails spectacularly. I hope that it is an unmitigated disaster, because that's what she's asking for. That's what Rachel Zegler wants. She wants this to be terrible, and then she wants to blame men and white people for why it failed, and I don't care. I'll take the blame. I'm not seeing this movie, and I'm telling everyone else to not see this movie, because it should flop, because the star is a piece of garbage personality-wise anyway, and Disney doesn't deserve your money anyway. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.